What's up, everybody? This is Cory DLG, and of course, as usual, with me is Lou. This is, of course, another impromptu episode of Cards to Yards. Again, what this means is we were too lazy to do a full episode, so we're doing an in and an out. The reason we're so busy is we literally just got back from Dallas Card Show like less than 48 hours ago, and we are just getting ready and turning around. The shop is a whirlwind of activity as we go to Comic Palooza this weekend. And then, when those guys come back, a different group of guys gets ready to go to the Conroe Card Show. And when they come back, we're going to send someone to Mars. We're going to vote, and the person with the least votes going to Mars. That's it. We are having a great time, but that means that we are always busy.
I wrote Larson.
You voted Larson?
Yeah.
Man, when we go back out, he's going to find out.
I just have a good feeling that he will do well on Mars.
No, I don't know. He needs people to talk to.
No, not really.
No? He's just by himself talking to himself? All right. We'll only find out because my vote's a secret one, but it's Lou. So we got stuff going on. We did get some new product in, and we also have some old product in, but it's a goodie, Bowman 2024. These were cool. Last year, the 2023 Top Signature Series, Archives Signature Series, was fun. We had a guy go like on a tear rampage, and he went through like half of our stock last time. This is Retired Player Edition, so you should see me in there.
Yeah.
I played 72 for the Brooklyn Dodgers, so good times. I made that up. That's a lie.
Guaranteed auto encased. And most of the time they're numbered.
Yeah. And a lot of times what these will be old cards that they kind of rebrand. I just think this is a fun one. These are cool. So when we open that, you'll see that. And then, of course, we have some new wild card in. It's Illumination 2023 football. It's the special rookie Just the Hits edition. So these are the rookies you want to get, not the rookies you have to get to buy the rookies you want to get. So we're going to get into all that. We're going to have fun. It's interesting how they did CJ Stroud and Bo Nix, because Bo Nix is 1,000 years old, but still a rookie.
Well, I mean, they're going to have a lot of your upcoming players.
Yeah, they're going to have
too,
the 24 draft and the 23 draft.
You're going to have great amount of quarterbacks throughout this whole.
But they do have Puka and they have CJ Stroud right there on the front.
So
it's going to be good. This is going to be exciting.
We can get autos. I think it's an auto per case, I believe. I'm not for sure. That's what I heard. But
also, there are Dynamite autographed
cards.
Look at
it and drink, because I'm getting ready to just
shower me. Yeah, it's a mix because it goes Aiden O'Connell, Anthony Richardson, but then it also goes Bo Nix, Bryce Young. I'm skipping around. I saw
kind of excited for football, man.
JJ McCarthy and Drake May on this as well. So yeah, I am too. I mean, I'm always excited for football.
Football's shaping up to be a good one, hopefully this year. I think the NFC North is going to be one of the most competitive divisions out there. You got
Bears, Vikings, Packers.
No, Vikings are going to be last. They can't even figure out their quarterback.
That was.
But the other three, you got the Bears.
So
you got
Bears,
the
Vikings,
Lions,
Lions,
Packers, dude. All three young teams. Just really went all in. You know, they didn't do Jerry Jones all in. They went all in like you're supposed to.
They went actual all in?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's my only problem with that. If I'm Aaron Rodgers and I'm watching them like get weapons for Jordan Love that they would never get for me, I would take that personal.
Well, hold up. They didn't really go out like crazy going all in. I mean,
no, but
they have a lot of young talent that
at least they drafted offensive players.
Yeah, Christian Watson,
which is something they seemed to be allergic to do when Aaron Rodgers was there.
Right. All they would pick up was like offensive linemen
or Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
They traded back into the first round to get Jordan Love, while Aaron Rodgers was like, "If you guys give me some help, I'll give you a ring."
Yeah, it was like, nah, we're
all right. Yeah, we like conference championships. It's cool. It's cool. So yeah, the draft already kind of like sparked the season a little bit, and then. You know, they report to camps, I think, in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
This week. No.
This week?
OTAs.
Oh, yeah. OTAs start. You're right.
Yeah, OTAs.
So that's not training.
Some teams are starting this week. I think all the teams will be in OTAs by the middle of next week.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big players
the teams with new coaches get to go first.
I guess, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's...
A lot of big players are already holding out of OTAs. One of them being one of my guys, CeeDee Lamb, for a contract extension. So we're going to see how this pans out. I mean, this is...
I don't think the Cowboys pay anyone else from this set, like this group, because I think they're going to try and play this out and just see where it goes.
I think they're going to stick with CeeDee Lamb and Micah.
Micah, maybe. I don't know about CD. I think they're ready. I think they're just as ready to
Lamb
reset the offense as they are.
Producing as a number one wide receiver.
Sure, but they've got rid of. I mean, Des Bryant was producing for them when they got rid of him.
They didn't. He wanted too much money and they were struggling. And
that's not that different than right now.
And they had CeeDee Lamb on inbound, so they let him go.
So what do you want to open first here?
I don't care. Let's just you do this one.
All right, let's do this one. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's do this one.
Do that one.
All right. You can almost hear somebody trapped in there being like, "Help me!"
You watched the game last? You watched the games last night?
No. I don't believe in watching the sport. No, that's not true at all.
Nuggets are out.
I know, man.
T-Wolves did it. Edwards is going crazy.
So it's funny you mentioned that. Okay, before we open this, it's funny you mentioned that because I really firmly believe that the Nuggets, just like Giannis's team, is one of those teams that's not going to repeat. I think the runway was perfect for them the year they won it, but I think every other time is going to be just there's too many other teams. It's too much clutter.
A lot of young teams.
And it's going to be harder and harder. And Jokic it's so through Jokic that if they ever get to a postseason where he's kind of hurt, they don't have it. You know, Michael Porter Jr. proved that he can't be your third. Like as a third, he's good, but if you need him to score,
he's coming off a year off for back surgery too, man. So you gotta get that. We'll see. I mean, it happens.
All right, you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Is it good if it's Freddie Sanchez?
Is that Posey?
No. Freddie Sanchez of the Giants, numbered 44 of 44.
Who's Freddie Sanchez?
Well, literally, he played from 02 for the Red Sox all the way through 09 for the Giants. The bulk of his career, here's why you don't know him. He played 6 years for the Pirates.
Oh, that's why.
That'll be why.
That's why.
That'll be why. But here's what's fun about these. So that's not a great pull, but that's okay because here's what's really fun. If you look and see, you get the little gold Topps Archives logo stamped on the card, but this is a card from that year. So like it's one of those. It's the last year of his career. I'm betting, and then they went through, and then they took this nice Freddie Sanchez card, and they did it up, got him to autograph it, and they made it a 44 of 44. I don't know where they get that number from. I wonder if that's what number he wore or something.
Probably so.
Does it say what number he wore? I don't see it anywhere. Anyway, but I like the way they kind of redo these cards, and then they come in the nice little mag-loaded set like this. And so that's it. One pull, one shot, mom spaghetti. You get it what you can. What are these at? 80?
$80.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
We have
at
plenty
all.
of them left. I mean, they went through them over the weekend, but we still have a couple.
This is definitely the definition of what I kind of refer to lovingly in the store as gamble boxes, where you're only getting one thing. You're not getting an opportunity like 12 or 10
but
cards.
You're guaranteeing an auto and it's numbered and it's in case.
See, what you're doing is you're looking for like your big hit, but at $80 a shot, that's not bad because if it's the right guy, you
think of all your Hall of Famers and all your retired players, man. There's a ton of them, and a lot of them are great.
Yeah, like what if it was Mariano Rivera right here? You'd be crazy.
Or even a Derek, or I mean, honestly, I'd take a Mark McGwire auto, right?
Yeah, no, you definitely would, absolutely. And listen, nothing wrong with Freddie. Freddie's a nice guy. He takes out his trash and mows his yard. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. I like these though. Like I said, I like how they kind of rebrand an existing card.
That's what kind of what they're doing with the Topps buybacks.
Yeah, the Topps buybacks probably look a lot like that. I agree with that.
And put them out there.
All right. You gonna do the wild card?
No,
you're gonna do the Bowman.
Let's do Bowman.
Okay, do
There's a
Bowman.
couple packs in there. Me and you both can go it.
Oh, all right. We'll share. This goes against everything I believe in.
Yeah, same. So this is the new Bowman 2024. Blasters have been producing really, really well.
I believe you mean value boxes. Value boxes.
Value boxes have been producing really, really well.
They've gotten away from the term blaster. I don't know if it's just because it sounds a little adult entertainment-y or something, but we've moved all the way over to, we call it master boxes now. I think that's a better name for it.
Austin Wells is a rookie, but he looks like he's at least cracking 40.
Look at that guy.
Look
that
at the
mustache.
Stash, dude.
That guy drives a pirate ship in his off
We got a
time.
nice little Ellie in there, Curtis Mead.
Well, you skipped over Justin Verlander. Okay. Rookie Canario. Schnell. Austin Riley. Okay. Rafaela Devers.
He's really good.
Oh, numbered.
Oh,
to 299. Jose Tina. Rookie.
The Guardians are just raking right now, man.
Dylan
Really
Lesko
good.
of the Padres is a top 100 prospect. That's a cool card.
Yeah.
So look at that. So they got him marked out as top all the way up to 100. And then they marked him as number 46 of 100.
Nice little Jackson Holiday.
There you go.
Nice. I like those inserts. Those are really nice. Jared Serna, Braden Teller. He's not bad at all.
Robert Callas of the Colorado Rockies. This is his first Bowman. I like when they stamp the first. That's handy. J.D. Gonzalez, first Bowman, shiny edition. And then Jackson Merrill.
You can tell who opens up cards and who doesn't. He's already done.
You gotta show love to things like that,
Sure.
man.
Dylan Cruz. There we go. Nice on the prospect power up.
there you
That's
go.
really nice.
All right. Mauricio, Lawrence Butler, Nick Gonzalez, Chris Bryant, Samad Taylor, Pete Alonso.
Baseball's not doing too bad nowadays. Baseball is actually
I like
kind
the
of starting to
greens.
ramp up a little bit. Which is
A.J.
great.
Miller. First Bowman for Capri Ortiz. Roberto Rios. Jared Dickey, first Bowman. Rainer Arias. Here we go. Last hit. It's going to be right in here. It's going to be something great.
How did you feel about the Dallas show?
Dallas show was great, man. It was
Some
a really
of the
good
folks
time.
that haven't been to the Dallas show.
So Dallas show is
It's
the
up there
largest.
in Allen,
Yeah,
not
it is.
Dallas. A little bit east of Dallas.
And is the largest card show in the state of Texas. Oh, here's a little Blake Snell.
So what do you think about it?
I mean, I've always been impressed. It's so different than the Conroe card show. That's the first thing. This is an Rookie of the Year favorites, Pete Crow Armstrong. It's much more singles oriented than most of the stuff we get into down here. Whereas, I think that says something kind of about where maybe when you get to a show that size,
Yeah.
it's harder probably to. Like, we have margins that we have on our wax because we're a store. We're a retail place. We have to make X amount of money to keep the lights on and pay the bills. When you're a collector who does the tables and maybe don't have a storefront, you can do something different. And the singles are probably the bigger home runs and the bigger gambles. They probably buy roughly the same amount of product that we do, but then they crack it maybe online or at home themselves or whatever, looking for those hits, and they just bring the hits to the show. It's a different way to do it. I don't know.
You
Man,
have to walk
it feels
around
very.
a little bit. I mean, what was some of like the cool? What was like one of the coolest things, or even if there's more than one that you've seen while you were out there, like you were like, dude, I never thought I'd probably see that.
So one thing I thought was interesting, I thought it's an interesting business idea, and I don't know how it works, but I saw it and I didn't get a chance to talk to them. It was a company that was offering to front you the money on the selling of slabs. So like they would take the slab, and they would front you the money to sell it, and then they would sell it at a later date. Like let's say comps on a card are 150.
And they
I'm
give you 150.
I'm assuming they would.
holding on
I'm
to
assuming
it.
they would give you probably like half of that or something, 70 or so, and then whatever they sell it for, you get the difference minus their cut.
Huh, ain't bad enough.
It's an interesting business, but this kind of industry kind of creates niches like that. There are a lot of places who are just buying, big signs up. We buy, we buy, we buy.
It's kind of turned into an interview, but you know, like if you ran the Dallas card show, what would be one thing you would change?
I think you know what I would say, and this is not a knock against anything. These people pay for their tables like everyone else. I would mandate that if you're not going to be there for the 4 days, including the Thursday VIP day, that you shouldn't be on the main floor.
That is very true. That is. Really
There were
true.
a lot of open tables Thursday and Friday.
People are still traveling.
And I
get
understand
that, right?
it, but as a guy who we want as much
Pays
table space,
VIP,
and we want as much table space as possible.
Not even that. Or
But you're right. If you pay VIP, you want.
I want to be able. I want a full room I'm walking into.
That's
right?
a good point. And then and for us, just as someone who we have a very strong owner who supports the store and wants to be a part of these communities. So we were given the green light to buy in as strongly as possible at shows like that. So I would love to have 5 tables instead of 3. And so if it meant I had to pay extra, but I had to go for all 4 days, we already go for all 4 days.
Yeah.
So I would love to be on the main floor. But I think
all
that's
4 days, right?
yeah, I think that's what I would change. I think I would say, in order to be on the main floor, you have to promise you're going to be there all 4 days. If you don't make it, then the next time when we book you, we're going to book you in one of the side rooms.
Yeah.
And one of the guys in the side room who's been trying to get to the main room, who's there all 4 days,
And doesn't leave early or nothing, right?
Right.
Gets there on time. And
yeah, I think that's what I think that would be the one change I would make.
I heard that just a lot of people have been going to this show since the beginning, and they're just kind of grandfathered into their spot.
Which makes sense too, and I understand that. I do understand that. I feel like if I buy a VIP ticket and I'm walking Thursday and
wanna
half
be
the
able to
floor
hit
is
everything.
yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's look at this here. This is the 2023 football
Oh, you
special.
don't want me to
rookie.
ask you questions?
Go ahead. Go ahead. My question for you is, how awesome is it working alongside a guy like Cory?
Well, first off, let me tell you, it's worse than taking care of my children.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. But you love them, so this has got to be better in some way, more rewarding.
No, it's more like taking care of a dog.
But people like dogs.
All right, so it doesn't look like nothing special about these packs. Usually don't have like a little thing on there, so we'll see what's in here. All right, so we got 6 in case, and they're numbered cards per box. So we have 6 here. Box hits. Box hit is the comics cards, which are like these.
The nice art.
Nice artworks. We're looking for Dynamite autograph cards. Those are the case hits.
You didn't say it right.
Dynamite.
There you go.
And then we get comics
One
box
per
hits,
box.
1 per box. So we're going to get one here. All cards are 99 or less.
Ooh.
Look for the rarity of these Dynamite hits and the Super Dynamite auto.
So good. It was so good.
Right?
All right.
All right, come on. Let's
Okay.
go.
Also, what did you think of the sandwiches we had?
Oh, those are delicious.
Sandwiches were clutch.
Yeah.
Sandwiches were clutch.
All right.
That's the way to do it. You got to bring lunch. You got to bring lunch to these
Yeah,
shows,
dude, it was actually
or you will
awesome.
die. You will not make
Nico, our Chef Nico.
it. Chef Nico. Yeah.
Shout out to him. Knows how to go ahead and cook himself up some food.
Oh, I didn't know you were. I just went to.
You got the Dynamite already?
No.
Ooh, that's
It's pretty,
nice.
though.
What is that?
This says smashing.
Is that Jigba?
This is smashing, and it is Jigba.
What is it numbered out of?
It is.
Should be on
It
the
is
front.
numbered to 50.
Oh, numbered to 50.
11 to 50.
Hey,
Smash.
Jackson Dart.
There you go.
Jackson Dart, quarterback on the ocular. This one is numbered to 99.
Okay. All right.
So I would say you probably won that one. You won
mean,
that one. I'll let
that-
you win
that
that
feels
one.
fair.
That's
That feels
you pick
fair.
the next one. Well,
All
you
right.
can go anywhere you want to go. Okay.
I'll go top. I'm not afraid.
Okay. Let's see.
The fates love me.
Yeah.
That's not true. It's really not true. I can't even open. All right, you go first.
All right. Puka.
Hey!
Hey, we'll take Puka on the ocular out of 25.
Ooh, big hit.
I think I got that. I think I got you on this one, dude.
You think so?
Yeah, come on. Hit me
Dynamite!
with your best
Does it?
shot.
No, it's not. Okay. It's
is
an
it?
ocular, though.
Cameron Ward.
Cameron Ward, out of 99, though. Okay. I will respectfully concede the round.
That's what I'm trying to like that, dude. What
Okay.
is that of?
99.
Oh, yeah, that really sucked.
All right. Ready? You got it? Go ahead.
I'm going with the top.
Okay. All right. All
You
right.
get the pull first. We'll
Okay,
save
I'll
the
go
be-
first.
We'll save the banger for last. If it's the comics, then you automatically win that. No, don't do it like that. Turn it around this way.
Okay. All right, I'm ready.
Cheater, you.
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see.
It's not the comics.
It's a smashing
Who is it,
Jordan
Jordan
Addison, though.
That's solid.
That's a
dude.
big one. That's a big one. This one is out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Oh, sheesh.
You better
I
have
got
the
the
comics
comics.
one. You better.
I better. Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay.
It's a CJ Stroud, baby.
Is it?
Oh, damn. Ah, I screwed up. Retake.
False alarm.
Take 2.
False start. 5-yard penalty. There you go.
Cameron Rising. What the?
Oh,
Out of 25.
man.
Wah, wah.
Talk about Cameron disappointing. No, it's-
I know we got 2 Camerons, right?
that's all right. Yeah, all right. So this is a
So
cool.
we got 3 college guys and we got 3 pros. That actually is not too bad. I
And
think
the comic starts out at 25.
if I'm correct, Jackson Dart, he played for a few teams and he ended off in Notre Dame, and he went as an undrafted to the Commanders. So he's in the league now.
Okay.
If I'm correct, that's Jackson Dart. If I'm correct, yeah, I think so.
So he's probably our big loser out of 99. Cameron Ward, though, this is last year in college, I suspect. Got a couple. I think he got $1 million to stay at quarterback, so that's worth going to college.
No, I totally screwed up, dude. That was a different. He's still in college. Jackson Dart. He plays for Ole Miss Rebels.
Okay.
And he's a junior right now. I was thinking about somebody else. He played for Notre Dame, and he got drafted by the Commanders. Can't forget it. Okay.
All right.
This guy's actually pretty promising, Jackson Dart.
So I think the Addison of 10 is probably the game winner today.
Addison's actually really nice. Puka's good too.
Puka's
man.
not bad.
25 out of 25.
And
not bad at all.
Jigba out of 50.
Number wise, yes, Jordan Addison. However, Puka takes a cake because he was definitely the best wide receiver last year.
He was
as a rookie.
I actually was a little afraid that someone might do something stupid and make him offensive rookie of the year. Like Stroud was crushing it, but they were throwing so much to Puka.
It's always going to be a quarterback.
Just like from the comments, I'm going to go with Justin Simpson. Say Dart is the hit because he is a Heisman hopeful. He's one of the top Heisman hopefuls.
Okay.
So I'm going to say Dart wins.
Out of 99, hey man, if he gets the Heisman, he ups his stock. But that's sort of the card game, right?
Yeah.
One thing I've learned about sports cards very specifically is it is very much like the stock market. You've got to know when somebody's hot and when it's time to move on from them, when it's time to do something.
Hold them.
I will say, well, for a perfect example, there were a lot of headlines in the news about Scotty Scheffler, the golfer. And because of that, I think our golf sold easier because golf was on the front of people's minds. At the Dallas show, we took some S&P and we took some Tiger Woods.
You hear what just happened with him?
Yeah, getting arrested. No, that's a crazy story.
Trying to make it a tea time.
I know, man. And you know what's crazy? I sort of understand what he was doing.
That wouldn't happen to Woods.
No,
because everybody knows who Woods is. But
well,
Schaffner,
I mean, it might have happened to Woods. They probably would have opened fire. But more interesting, like I sort of understand his situation where he's like, I'm playing in this massive tournament and my tea time is in 2 hours.
Yeah,
I got to stretch. I got to get everything ready. I got to
get some tea time in.
I got to get a little bit of whiskey in me. I mean, I'm playing golf. I'm not going to be sober.
I mean, hey, we're talking about Scheffler. We're not talking about Daly here.
Oh, my bad.
Had to smoke a pack before tea time.
Yeah. Daly would have just been drinking in the car. Just ready. Is this traffic going to be long? What's going on? But so I think because golf was on people's mind, it was a little bit easier to be like, this is the new set. It was a Tiger Woods Upper Deck, and then also the S&P. And the S&P is cool just because it has golf SP. I see S&P because it has golf relics in it.
Oh yeah.
Which is sort of, when you say it out loud, you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But then what they do is they like Tiger Woods signing his iron and they're laseting slices of it and putting it in the cards. Like that's a dope thing. That'd be a cool thing to get.
Golf is very slept on, and a lot of people, they talk about, well, some athletes, they're not really athletes. Like, for example, racing. All they do is turn left. There's nothing. There's a lot that goes into that. And to talk about golf and saying that it's not a sport, some people just think because they don't run up and down a court or throw a ball around. Go ahead and try to go to a golf course and get on a par 5 and try to get it on the green in 3 or 4. Better luck. I challenge you to get it on in 6. 95% of us couldn't even do that.
No, that's
Golf
true.
is a very hard sport. Like
here's what I'll say about like the sport game argument. I would say this. I think to make something a sport, I would define it as the defense can interfere with the score. So I wouldn't say golf is a sport. I would say it's an incredible game of skill and it's worth the millions of dollars.
So you wouldn't say they're athletes?
No, I wouldn't. But see, I don't think athletic means you only play. I don't think only sports have athletes. I think athletes can do other stuff.
Yeah.
I think the skydivers and the Red Bull people are athletes and stuff like that. But I don't think it's a sport. And I specifically mean like bowling. I wouldn't say is a sport because I can't.
It relies more on skill.
Like I can't knock the ball away from the other guy.
Of a body.
Yeah, which is still incredible. No, even that I'm not taking away from a body. I'm just saying if the other person can't do anything to affect the outcome. It's like in baseball, the pitcher can make the batter miss the ball. Therefore, there's an opportunity for the other team to protect its score.
I get what you're saying.
So,
I agree.
So like in golf, like a Tiger Woods, he's the best guy on the course, fine. But he can't go over to the other guy and just whack him in the knee. So, like, not a sport so much as it is like a game of skill. You can get in their head, but if if I let you in my head, then I'm just a weaker mental athlete than the other guy. I'm not necessarily...
Time out. Somebody just called me, and that said Texas Roadhouse. Like, why is Texas? I did not ask.
Do
for
you eat so
any
much
peanuts.
Texas Roadhouse?
No, dude, this
They're
is spam
offering
calls,
you.
man. They're just
They're offering you the apple cinnamon rolls at home now. They're like, Lou, do you miss us? And you're like, I do. I do miss you.
And the cinnamon butter.
God, that cinnamon butter.
The honey butter. It's honey butter.
I don't care what it is. I'll snort it if they bring enough of it. That stuff is so good. And the rolls are good too. I don't even. I'll just bring nobody to there. I'll just eat alone. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, right.
One
there, just
few
bash
plate-
all
yeah.
the peanuts. And you know the best part about it? And we're getting sidetracked here, but the best part about Texas Roadhouse is you can take all the corn, all the peanuts, and throw them on the floor, and you don't get in trouble.
Wow. Spoken like a man who's like, I'm tired of being yelled at about cleaning the house.
Right.
Let's
And
go to
just throw it
Texas
on the
Roadhouse.
floor.
Just start dumping peanut. Your wife's like, what are you doing? You're like, I can make a mess here. You're not my real dad.
The first time we did that, and my wife never knew about Texas Roadhouse. I threw it on the floor. She goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Watch this." I took the whole bucket and threw it on the floor.
The guy next to you was like, I was going to eat those.
And I went and refilled it. Anyway, back to what we were saying. So no, I get what you're saying about the whole whole athlete.
It's like
there's
tennis,
somebody
I was-
in defense.
Yeah, and there are some things that get in there that I don't necessarily love. Like ping pong becomes a sport in that regard. But I think the definition is the best way to say sport versus game. I think that's the best way to do it. But I still do it, and I think golf is a crazy thing. I think
Golf is crazy, man.
I think drag racing is a crazy thing. I think so they don't technically fall into that realm of sport, but I would still say it's an incredibly hard thing to do. Bowling, to be a successful pro bowler, or darts, that's crazy.
Dude, I've seen some intense dart matches before.
Anytime
on
somebody-
ESPN.
If you can on purpose throw a dart in a place that it goes, you've already blown my mind. Because I may as well just close my eyes when I throw the dart. I can stare at something for 30 minutes,
It's like
throw the dart, and if it goes anywhere, yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled out of my mind. Did it hit the board?
far right.
Count it. 2 points. Got him. They're like, you needed a bullseye. I hit the board. That is my bullseye.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we got our conference finals coming up
Oh man.
for basketball. I think we were way off
I
from our
think
early
we were
predictions.
too. I think so.
It's so off that I don't even remember them.
No, but so
but
now
we
we're saying
have
now what? Dallas and Timberwolves.
At Minnesota, game 1, I believe, is tonight. If I'm no, I think Celtics is tonight.
Yeah,
And
Wednesday is
Celtics
Dallas and
is
Minnesota.
hosting. It's Dallas hosting the Pacers, number 6 seed Pacers.
So that one,
Yep, tonight, 7 o'clock.
I think the Celtics take that.
Minus 10.5 at
Ooh.
home. Celtics.
Oh no, I would take the points for sure. I would not take the Celtics and the points. So I would.
They have the Timberwolves the next day, minus 4.5 at home over Dallas.
I think Minnesota.
Let's not worry about game 1. Let's make our predictions here from the conference finals.
So
Who do you got coming out of the Celtics and Pacers?
I think it's gonna wind up being the Celtics.
Think so?
I do.
This would be back-to-back years that they make it to the finals.
Listen, they should be in the finals every year. They're the best team in the East by
They're a
far.
little hurt right now.
But they're
Porzingis,
always-
he's not, he's not,
Well, but
he's not in the
Porzingis is
lineup.
like their fourth option. So like, okay, they still as long as Tatum and Brown are
But
there
you
and
need that
playing.
presence down there, though.
You need help. They
It
need
helps with
They
the
need
perimeter
help.
shooting.
But I mean, Tatum and Brown are the reason that team works, and it's not like the Pacers have better options than Tatum or Brown.
No.
So like, it shouldn't be that hard of a matchup. But I bet it still goes 6.
So you got the Celtics coming out of the
I
East?
do.
All right. How about the West?
The thing I'm more intrigued about is the West, because Doncic is clearly hurt, and Kyrie Irving has done an interesting job of kind of choosing to distribute and then scoring a lot in the second half of these games. I don't know if you could do that against Minnesota.
You know what I don't get is how Kyrie Irving was crying and complaining about being second fiddle to LeBron, but here he is,
Second fiddle to Donka, and he's okay.
and he's okay with it. Like,
So,
I don't get
you know-
it. How
you
many
know-
more championships you could have won with LeBron?
You know what the problem there is? The issue is the stop in the middle. He went to Boston thinking that he was going to be the guy in Boston, and they had a young Tatum and a young Brown.
Was it Boston, or did he go to the Nets first?
No, Boston. Boston first. He goes to Boston first.
Then he went to the Nets.
And on Boston, it's young Tatum and young Brown, and basically they don't need him. And he thinks he's number 1A, and there's no doubt about
really
it.
see.
And really there's these two young dudes who are like, I think we're kind of 1A, and there's a lot of friction there where they're going, well, we show up and we work out, and we don't think the Earth is flat, and we don't take a week off for mental health, and we don't do all these other things that you do that are extra. So why are we supposed to sit around and listen to
Yeah.
you? And he was like, I don't have an answer for that. I just thought you would. He goes to New Jersey for the money. I don't think there's any doubt. I don't think there's any doubt. I don't think he went for the money, and he thought if he stood next to KD and DeAndre Jordan, and then James Harden.
And it was old dude that kept on hurting his back from Philly. Gosh, what's his name? Light-skinned dude now. He's with Brooklyn.
Yeah, no, he was too. But
What's
their
his name?
big signings were. The big signings there
Yeah,
were,
well, you know, your big three. Your
was
big
DeAndre
three,
Jordan, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. That was the idea.
I remember that.
And then they brought in James Harden, the second year,
Wow,
and
what
it
an
doesn't.
epic failure
And it just
there.
none of it. And here's my thing about that. The criticism there is Kevin Durant doesn't want to be the guy who gets in people's faces and says, "Be great every night." And the reason he doesn't want to do that is because he's not great every night. He doesn't do it. He turns it on and off. He goes out there sometimes and just jogs it up and down the court and accidentally scores 25, and it's just like, okay, whatever. And James Harden does that, and Kyrie Irving does that. And so there's a whole room full of people who kind of do that, and nobody wanted to be the guy who's like, hey, I'm going to give it all in. I'm going to be all about just winning basketball games this year, and you guys have to be too.
Not be in the face.
Right.
Yeah,
And instead, they were doing things like, did you ever hear like all the rumors that came out of there?
A lot.
So there was stuff like one of the three of them was unhappy because the New Jersey owner was paying rent on a house in Manhattan for one of the other three's girlfriends. And like it got out.
Like felt like special treatment
Yeah,
somewhere else.
stuff like
where
that.
You felt like you're supposed to have.
Right. Well, I'm supposed to be the special one.
Yeah.
But they were all the special one. When really, if they were on a team like back in Cleveland with LeBron James, none of them would have been getting that.
Right.
Because LeBron's like, I'm the special
And
one.
you just feel like he went to Dallas, like, you know what? I can't be the face. Let me be the Robin.
Yeah, I think he had such a bad
Luka.
4-ish years of just mediocrity and kind of lame outcomes, where he got to Dallas and was just like, hey, whatever you guys want me to do.
I don't get it sometimes with some of these some of these athletes. It's like, you know, it's a team game. Like,
Yeah, but
you know, you can't.
So
you're not
here's
always
so
gonna
here's
be
the thing is like
face.
a lot of these guys, their whole career,
They were always.
the dude, and then on top of that, in their camp, there's nobody sitting these guys down. Listen, they might have Uncle Willie who's like, you ain't nothing, you'll never be nothing. If I can still jump, I'd dunk on you today. But they don't take him seriously, right? They don't have a real voice in the room who's like, listen, this is where the money's got to go. This is what we need to focus on. This is what we got to do. They don't have a lot of these guys don't have that guy in the room with them. The best that comes out of that is their agent is like, I can get you this much money.
They don't have that experience, that leadership.
What every NBA star should do is like adopt one broke NBA veteran and just be like, come to my circle and tell me what not to do. Like, give me every horror story you saw in every locker room.
But a lot of these vets do reach out to these guys.
They do, but
man.
these young guys, I mean, you remember being young versus how we are now. Like, 20-year-old me, you couldn't tell anything.
So who do we got coming out of the West? We're getting carried away.
I think it's the Timberwolves. I think the Timberwolves. I think Dallas is just so beat up. If both teams are healthy, I think this is a great 7-game series.
Yeah.
I think Doncic, like watching the Oklahoma State, he just couldn't get up and down the floor. Like he just looked like he hurt. I mean, coming up to get a rebound, he'd like one leg himself down the court, and you were just like,
he's got some type of scratch, some type of blood on his clothing.
He looked like it was me playing basketball out there. I felt bad for him, and so
I am leaning more towards the Timberwolves as well too. However, I do like the Pacers coming out of the East. I think they're true underdogs, and
they definitely are, and it would be a great story. And they've been on that kind of Cinderella.
If they
run.
don't, I want to see both series go 7. Like, I want to see good Game 7 out of both series. I think it has the potential.
If it goes to 7, I think Indiana is just as likely as anything else to come out. I don't think it will. I think Boston's kind of like an N5 sort of thing.
I mean, you can't say the Pacers don't fight. They were down 0-2.
No, very true. Very true. And you can't say the Timberwolves aren't mentally tough, right?
Down 3-2, tied it up, and then won the last. Won the last 3. Won the last 2.
So if you're going with momentum,
Pacers have had it easy.
Well, Boston.
Boston has it
had it easy. I'll say this: momentum probably feels like it's in the favor of the Pacers and the Timberwolves.
I get it, but it's like a lot of people say, playoffs are a whole different beast.
They really are.
Skill and strategy really comes into play. Coaching comes into play, but also you really start to see who really wants it more.
Yeah.
Like when these teams compete, and these young guys on the Pacers, I mean, they want it. So, same with the Celtics. I'm not going to say they don't, but I just see more hunger and more.
That's kind of how I feel about Minnesota. I think Anthony Edwards.
Oh yeah,
Carl
you see it in his eyes, man.
Carl Anthony Towns, I think, is tired of being made fun of for being just so inconsistent and then also giving the worst quotes ever. The beginning of this year, he said something that I laughed at.
What was it?
And he's about to make me regret it, maybe. He said, this is going to be the year they have to remember that I'm one of the greats. And I was like,
Look, Carl Anthony Towns is a great player. He can shoot. He can do all the things.
He can't. His problem is it feels like every third game he still goes out there and just gets lost out there. And that actually did happen in the Denver series. Game 4, he was getting dumb fouls like at the front, like right at the half court. Like he was just doing weird stuff.
It's all mental, man.
It is.
It's mental.
And I think he's one of those guys who every couple games he just breaks, and then he has to go. Okay, all right, let me focus again.
Comes back and just really tears.
And he has great games, and then he just follows them up with such weird, bad ones that you go.
All right, so we have those two coming out. We'll see how that shapes up here in about a week or two.
That's right. And if you bet with us on www. No, I'm kidding. We don't have just feels like something you're supposed to say after you get like picks. You're like,
can you tell us a little bit more about Comic Palooza? Can you just give the folks
some
time and dates and what to expect? That never been to it, like myself. This will probably be my first time I go check it out with my little one.
It's so worth going to see. It's so great. So this weekend is Comic Palooza. It is one of the biggest in the country as far as comic book conventions go. And it's even kind of not just a comic book convention anymore. You should really call it a pop culture convention now.
I was about to say, it's not comics, man.
It's really not. It's got the anime, it's got the manga, it's got the TV shows. It's all about it. They're going to have John Cena, Michael J. Fox, a bunch of other people signing autographs. It's always so great to go. This is the one to go. If you ever want to just be like, you see like the movies where like everyone's in the costumes or something, or you're watching like pictures from San Diego Comic-Con, this is the show in Houston to go to and get that experience where probably a fourth of the people are going to be in some form of a costume. Dudes, bring your cameras. You're going to see some stuff. It's cool. It's awesome.
Your phone. Every phone's got a camera now.
Bring your Polaroid. Shake it. Just Andre 3000 would be so proud of you.
Where's it at?
It's at the George R. Brown.
Yeah.
The VIP day is Friday, so I think that one starts at like 2. But then the next 2 days, they start at 10 a.m. and there's stuff going. And here's the other thing. It is a little expensive to get in. I think the 3-day pass is like $70. But it is totally worth it in the sense that there's a ton of stuff booked and scheduled that is free. Once you're in, things to do and participate in, there are so much free stuff. And then stuff to look at is also so great. And then there's tons of people that you can spend money on to support and all that as well. But there's a ton of stuff to do. There's shows, there's wrestling. A lot of times there's music. It's all 3 floors of the George R. Brown usually. It is huge. And the store's going to be there. The Adventure Begins is going to be there. They're going to be running all kinds of game demos and game nights. So come on up there to the 2nd floor probably. And there's going to be all kinds of board games and tables and stuff set up.
Can't miss us.
You really can't. We're going to have a big game library out there. So like when you get those different people who are like, oh, every Thursday me and my friends get together and do game night. This is those kind of games where you go and you spend 3 hours playing and drinking and yelling at each other. And at the end of it, you're like, someone cheated. There was no queen. And you have a good time. That's what these games are. You go play these. We'll have a table on the main floor. But every inch of the George R. Brown Convention Center winds up getting used for this event. So it's a massive 3-day weekend. It's totally worth going to. You will spend some money on food and snacks, and you'll spend some money buying cool stuff. But the artist alley is always huge. So there's going to be a ton of people doing stuff. You'll find weird Etsy things that people have made. Kittens with spider tentacles on it or something.
Well, we know Saturday is typically the biggest event time. So if you guys are going in on Saturday, make sure you guys get there early.
Yes.
Because space will be limited.
Parking
downtown.
it will get very expensive.
Yeah.
The later you get there during the day, or the further you'll have to walk, to the point where you'll have to get a Sherpa. But it's still worth it. You go in, you have a good time, and when you get there, it's 3 days, and when you're done, you will have felt like you walked 2,000 miles, because I read somewhere that George R. Brown is like the Eiffel Tower laid over sideways and probably folded like, I don't know, I made that up. But it's really long, and you're going to walk a bunch, and you're going to be really tired by Monday morning. But it's worth going. It's totally worth going.
All right, cool.
So that being said, after that we'll be at Conroe Show, which is much smaller.
We'll tell you guys more about on Tuesday. I'll give you details since I will be there hosting it for the shop. I'll give you details next Tuesday on it, where it's at, what's going on, what's it going to cost, $0 to get there. just a little bit of your time and a little bit of fun.
That's
But
right.
I'll explain that next Tuesday.
But in the meantime, come hang out with us at all times during the week where you can get cool pulls like this and buy cool products like these. And this has been Cards to Yards, and we'll be back again next week.
Time out.
What do you got? What?
Product release.
Yes.
Tomorrow we have Archives Platinum. No,
Ooh.
not Archives. Platinum, Topps Platinum.
Topps Platinum.
Hobby boxes did not last one day last year. Please come up here and grab hobby boxes of this sort.
As many as you can before security catches.
the
Buy
retail-
them from us. But
Retail's coming out with it as well. Retail's always been great in these boxes. I've seen so many number cards getting pulled out of just value boxes and megas and all sorts. But we have that coming out this Friday. We also have clearly Donruss, where you can go chasing for
that's right.
downtowns, and the clear acetates, which are really cool. Number cards galore, autographs. We have a good slew of product coming out this week. So make sure you guys touch bases with us.
and we just got a reload in of a lot of basketball.
Yeah, 20-21. We're going at. Look, it's not only Anthony Edwards. We got Maxey in there too. Maxey
Yeah.
was balling.
Yeah.
Look, they may have not won or anything like that, but he is definitely a great centerpiece for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Which they need. They've lost a lot. They've lost a lot. They invested in it very heavily.
That's all I got.
In guys like Ben Simmons and stuff. So they need to reload. But they are in the playoffs still. All right, or not anymore. They're out now. But it's good to be in a mid seed. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is always, like always, is Cards to Yards. We'll be back next week where we're probably not going to play in that show either. Thanks, guys.